After our incredible experiences on land and under the water in the Komodo National Park, we sailed from Labuanbajo and headed west to swim inside a volcano on the unique island of Pulau Satonda off Sumbawa. First though, we encountered the fearsome currents of the Komodo area where the Pacific and Indian Oceans collide. This is Indonesia, Australia's near neighbour, yet with many parts that feel as remote as anywhere on Earth. This nation of over 17,000 islands, a melting pot of 1,300 distinct ethnic groups and cultures, is where we plan to explore. Transportation methods can be limited in these far-flung places, but we have Our Dreamtime, not only our means of travel, but also our floating home. We invite you to sail along with us on our 41-year-old ketch as we set out on an adventure of a lifetime. Welcome to Season 4, Dreamtime in Indonesia.
Good morning everyone, and farewell to Labuanbajo. What a lovely stay we have had. It is certainly world-class tourism here with everything you can imagine. Yep, tourism, so a lot of people, but we have enjoyed it, and prices are much higher than everywhere else in Indonesia, so if you're sailing through this way you have to have a bit more budget to actually spend some time here and do what you might like to do. You would have seen now with our episode our fabulous time that we had in Komodo with the dragons, the manta ray, the turtle. That trip was amazing. So heading off today, and we're heading off to a little island that's just outside of the national park called Banta, and we're buddy sailing with Rahana, and we're going to buddy sail with them for a little while across the Sumbawa coastline and in to do the whale sharks. So yeah, fun.
So we'll try our luck. We've got our trusted Spiro rig out with our parabane dive board that takes the lure down to probably a couple of metres at the moment. The water is crystal clear. There's no wind. We're just motoring across flat seas. But if you don't have a lure in the water, you can't catch fish. Even when you have a lure in the water, quite often in Indonesia, you don't catch fish. Well, cross fingers, who knows, we might be having ikan for dinner. Look at all those fish. Come over here and get on the lure.
Lunch is served, sourdough, double smoked ham, cheese, tomato, and avocado.
Because all the swell that was coming into the northern side of the islands, we decided that our option A anchorage was not going to be all that flash. So we've elected to go around the south side of the island, and to do that we've got to go through the channel between the two, and this is where we've come across the famous Komodo currents, a few whirlpools, and we went from absolute glassy conditions to a lot of chop and little white caps, and our speed went from 6.8 knots to 3.9. So we can see probably about half a mile ahead it looks like the water's smoothed out again. So we're hoping that we only have this counter current for a little while, but that's the sort of thing that we can expect all the way across the top of Sumbawa and Lombok, because the currents really do have a huge influence here. A lot of it across the top of Sumbawa, we're expecting a nice current assist, but there's areas where it squeezes between undersea peaks and everything where we can just be brought to a stop. So without the local knowledge, we'll be doing our best, but occasionally we're probably going to be pretty slow. Might be a good idea that you did the lunch early.
Huh. I think so. Wow, it's unbelievable, isn't it? It's crazy, crazy currents. Well, we are at Banta Island, Pulau Banta.
Yeah, it's on the western fringes of the Komodo National Park. So we've just left Labuanbajo early this morning, sailed around the park and then down into this glorious, deep inlet and beautiful protection. We've dropped the anchor in about 9 meters and hooked in nicely on sand. So it's all nice and secure.
It is, and they tell us it's beautiful snorkeling here, and it is soon to be part of the national park. So with that in mind, we should get the dinghy down and go splashing.
Yeah, I think we'll do that because it'll be nice to cool down. So news from Our Dreamtime. Our crew has shrunk to the normal two again.
Back to us too. Yep.
Russell and Tanya have decided to jump off the boat at Labuanbajo and do some more detailed exploring around Komodo National Park and that western end of Flores. They're never going to get back here, so not a bad plan. It's an easy internal flight across to Bali, and then they'll be across to Bali and finish their holiday over there. They've got some friends coming in and spending a week or two in an apartment, I think. So they are now off the crew list, and it's just back to Karen and I. And mixed feelings, because it was really nice to have the additional help from Russell and the company, of course, but it is so nice just to have come across here, just the two of us, the way we
back to our normal routine,
the way we normally sail.
Yes.
So at Komodo, it ticked every box. It said we were going to have a magnificent view from the top of the lookout. We did. It said we're going to have Komodo dragons, and you got about up as close and personal as you could ever get. We ticked the...
He was looking at me though. He kept turning his head around. I'm going, I should get out of here soon, I think.
We also, got to tick the box for the manta rays with turtles.
The beautiful coral gardens. They really do have spectacular coral here at Komodo. So if you're thinking about coming this way, Komodo's got to be on that box.
Yep. Mm-hmm. We'll be working our way via Sumbawa and hopefully a little encounter with the whale sharks there. And to the north side of Lombok, and then right round to the southwest corner to Marina del Rey on Lombok's southwest corner. And we're going to put our Dreamtime into the marina there for about 10 days.
Yeah.
Jump on a ferry and shoot across to Bali and have a week off the boat with our friends Peter and Linda, who are flying in from Australia.
Yeah.
Then it'll be back to our Dreamtime and continue the Southeast Asian adventure.
It's very difficult to land travel in Bali, as there's not really good anchorages to leave the boat, obviously, and we wouldn't leave her just at anchor, but there's no really good marina either. It's just the harbour. So we have taken the option to book her in to Lombok, and we're very happy to do that. We're just going to catch the fast ferry across and...
Yeah, Marina del Rey is actually very approachable. I mean, the last marina we were in was Port Douglas at $75 a day. Marina del Rey is $220 a week. So, that makes it viable for us to leave the boat and
know that she's safe.
Know that she's safe, and we can have a little break.
Yeah.
So this looks like a beautiful, flat, protected anchorage. We're going to enjoy a good night's sleep here and get on with a long day tomorrow. We're not sure whether we'll get any wind. We didn't today. It was a motor job all the way.
Yeah.
But we probably will get some between Flores and Sumbawa and through the strait there. We'll probably get a bit of wind, and we should be able to
So
sail
it
for
might
at
be a
least
bit
half
of
the day.
a mixed bag of
Yeah.
stuff tomorrow, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. But tonight we have lobster tail to eat on the barbecue. So we're not doing it too hard, guys,
Yeah.
sorry to say.
Barbecued lobster tail and a couple of cold bintang beers it'll be.
Well, lovely night in this anchorage, we'd certainly recommend it. We're currently sitting low tide at 8.5 metres. There is a nice sand patch here, however there is some coral, obviously on the fringes, and there's some coral rubble that we dug in nicely, so all is good in that way, let's hope. Don't quite know until you start getting these anchors up about coral, but anyway. Time is it? 6:11 a.m. We have a bit of a trek today, 63 nautical miles through to Kilo. Kilo is just a little village that's up on the northern side of Sumbawa, which is a very large island. We need to do a number of day stops along the way, but one of the reasons that we're going to Sumbawa is the whale sharks.
Around the bottom of Banta, we've just been caught in real current. Got down to 0.6 of the knot at one stage. We tried to come around and go northwest the way we're supposed to, and we were punching along at like 1.5 to 2.5 knots. What we've done is we've turned more to the west, try and get some separation away from the island. Yeah, we're doing 4 knots and that sort of thing now, but we're actually being dragged so far south it's not funny. We're going away from where we want to go, but the main thing we want to get away from is that island and see whether the further out we get the current should weaken. Suck it and see. We can just head out there and hope for the best at the moment, because as it is, for our 60-mile trip we'd get in there tomorrow morning. Fortunately, the adverse current did weaken to about a knot further out in the bay, so we were able to get back on course towards the channel between Sumbawa and the offshore volcanic island of Pulau Satonda. Here the current returned with a vengeance though, and we were seriously slowed once again, before having an otherwise uneventful passage across the top to Kilo. Apart from dolphins, we always love it when they visit our bow.
How many? 2. Whoa, they're big! They're massive! Yeah.
And another one. Another one just turned up.
We left open!
They just bugged out.
Camera jewel!
Who got the best footage?
I don't know.
We'll find out later.
I don't care, I saw dolphins.
And you've got a volcano over your shoulder.
Ah, it's a cool volcano, that one.
Karen keeps telling me that I'm a motor racing tragic. I can't understand why. Just so nice here at this time of the morning. Yeah, we're up before the sun again. We've got a bit over 40 miles to do today from this very calm little anchorage at Kilo, and we're heading to an island called Satonda. Now, you could call it an island, or you could call it the actual peak of an undersea volcano that sticks out the top, and we're really looking forward to checking that one out. It is 40 miles, so it's not a huge day, but after yesterday's countercurrents etc, we're just not exactly sure what we're going to get across the top of Sumbawa here, so we'd rather leave reasonably early and have a little bit of time up our sleeve in case we need it.
Kilo is a lovely little village, however we didn't go ashore. But we did meet some of the village children who came out to us directly after we had anchored, came out in their dugout canoes, and we enjoyed a little chat with them, and we gave them all a cap from Australia, a baseball cap. So they're very happy little kids. But Kilo was a lovely anchorage for the night, very peaceful, glassed out the whole time, very protected from the southeast and the easterly swell that we had yesterday. As I said, the anchorage last night was great. We dropped in 14 meters. We had sand bottom, it was black sand, and we held tight all night. So if you're coming this way, Kilo was a very, very good anchorage and very protected, and the village kids were great. Morning. Breakfast.
Fresh fruit.
Yeah, fresh fruit, some seeds. Fruit here in Indonesia is beautiful.
We've only been going 30 minutes, and so much for the no wind. As soon as we got out here, we have 11 or 12 knots at about 110 degrees. So the engine's off and we're getting along nicely at 6.4 knots. So we should be able to sail the next 15 miles if this wind keeps up across to the point. And then we're going to turn a lot more west. So we'll just have to see what wind we get out there, because this is more than likely a localised effect off the huge volcano that's over on our port side. But hey, I'll take a engineless, quiet breakfast any day. We were very pleasantly surprised when we found we were able to sail almost all the way to Pulau Satonda, as for once the forecast being wrong worked in our favour. We dropped anchor in the bay near the ranger station and jetty in about 18 metres, just off the fringing reef. Here we relaxed for the afternoon, admiring our new neighbours before enjoying a truly spectacular sunset.
Well, it's been one busy morning this morning, and it's not even morning tea time. We've been snorkeling at Satonda. It is a beautiful little island, originally one of the vents for the very big volcanic system that is over to our port side. But it is also so very interesting as the actual crater has filled with water, so there's an internal lake.
We're just a little bit concerned because that wind has sprung up. It's about 12-15 knots and has us right on a lee shore. I did snorkel and check the anchor and it looks okay. The local National Parks guide has just told us that the wind will change at around 2 o'clock and go back to the northeast. So this is just a local effect. It wasn't predicted in windy or anything like that. But we want to have a quick look at the volcano crater, etc. And we've got our handheld VHF radio with us. Simon on Rahana is keeping an eye on Our Dreamtime, and if she looks like she's even moving an inch, she's going to be on the radio and we'll be scampering back to make sure she's all fine. Well, it's the first time in my life I've swum inside a volcano. The water is really salty, really saline. I don't have to do anything to float. Yeah. The buoyancy is incredible, but what a spot! This is why you own a boat, to go to places that you can't get to any other way.
A rock tied to the tree here means that you can take a wish. Collected a rock, use some of the old rope, because there's lots looking like they've fallen off all the way around the place, but ours is nicely secured up here now. It's beautiful, isn't it? This area is absolutely stunning. I mean, natural wonders, absolute natural wonders. But the reef here is gorgeous. They're also doing a lot of conservation work here and trying to regrow coral in areas as well. There's abundance of fish life, which we really loved seeing. Many, many little Nemos and lots of other interesting fish that we hadn't seen before. The ranger here is great. He gives you lots of information, and one lot of the information he gave us was the wind's blown up a bit here, and we raced on in there to have a look at the lake and to have a swim quickly before we left, because we were leaving, because we had up to 14 knots coming straight in. And we said to the ranger, he said, no, come 2 o'clock, all gone. So it's a local effect here, which changed our mind totally. We've just come back to the boat and we're going to sit here, wait it out, and then go back in on the island and enjoy the lake for a little bit longer.
Proving there's no substitute for local knowledge, the wind dropped and swung back to the northeast right on cue as predicted by the ranger, so we returned ashore to do another one of the walks.
Why do we always pick the trails that have got steps? Hundreds of steps.
It's what we do to see the views and, in this case, meet the locals. Make sure you click those subscribe and bell buttons if you haven't already done so that you don't miss our next episode, where we have one of the most incredible experiences of our lives, swimming with the huge whale sharks of Sumbawa. It was simply breathtaking.